Okay, so this actually should be pretty interesting. I'm going to use furniture markers to deal with a bunch of the kind of pigments and chipping. This is a Pueblo side table from Lane, designed by a guy named Paul Evans. I don't know if Paul's still around, but um, it's they claim it's brutalist or is marketed as brutalist, but apparently it wasn't when it first came out. It was just somebody saw something in Pueblo, Colorado, and decided to call it Pueblo, maybe. Um, but it has a lot of actually different colors, which helps with the texture. Um, and I thought, wow, I'm going to have to get all these gel stains and figure this out. But you know, if you, I learned from photo retouching that if you get rid of the bright spots, people don't notice the darks as much. The human eye just isn't that fussy. And there's a lot that's already going on here with this thing. And so my plan is to kind of just take away the really bad, bright dings and chips. Um, and then kind of, and it's important when you use a marker to kind of wipe it away so you don't end up with just a blob of color, unless you want a blob of color. So that's pretty much that guy. It's looking a lot better. Um, let's look at this one because this is seriously chipped up. That's actually looking like maybe animal damage, like a dog went after it or something. So, you know, if you get in the ballpark with the tones, it actually looks like it's part of all the weird texture. Um, I'm sure there's some fans of this furniture absolutely horrified at what I'm doing, but um, I just need to give it a push to sell it out the door. And there's so few people that know how to do this themselves. That's why I make these videos, to help people find the courage to take on these projects. I could be doing some, I don't have any shellac, but I could do shellac with like a solid pigment out of my toolbox for retouching. But honestly, you know, time is money, and these are pretty weird. So often the simplest solution is the best. Speed. Get it out of your life. Get it to somebody who wants it. Get some money for it. And if the person that buys these is watching this right now, it's not that I'm not trying to do a good job. It's that if you hired me to do this, you couldn't afford me. The tables would not be worth it. This is the darkest brown that I have. It's actually supposed to be a walnut, but it's pretty red. Um, Unless it's just running out of pigment. So it's looking a little bit like a skin disease. I have a black marker, and I'm not afraid to use it. So I'm just going to darken up some of these areas. Let's see. I believe this is my cherry marker. Let's see. Let's run through it with this guy. So I believe these markers are alcohol, so they dry super fast. So basically a few seconds after they're applied, I believe they're probably pretty dry. Oops, so I am not worried about, I'm going to throw some gel stain on these guys. Gel stain is my whole world, if you've met me. That's not my proudest moment, but it's not my worst moment flipping furniture either. And so I'm going to grab my trusty nutmeg. I'm going to grab a rag that's already been beat up. I'm going to use a screwdriver to pull some of the pigment out of the can. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put it onto the middle of the top of the rag. And then I'm going to blob it on the whole thing. And then I'm going to wipe it back. This actually has red in it, and this has red in it. It's supposed to be there. It's supposed to help it pop a little bit. And I was going to do a Georgian cherry, but it's too much work. It's looking much better now in my book. There's a spot up here that let's see if you can, where am I at? Right there. I'm going to hit that, and then I'm going to say goodbye to this and let it dry. And honestly, it's probably as good as it's going to get.